Hello, I'm Philip Schenker, and I'm pursuing my master's in professional counseling at Liberty University Online. This is my submission for the Professional Counseling Skills video blog for Counseling 500 with Professor Robinson. After watching the 4 videos, I could clearly appreciate the demeanor of both counselors, non-judgmental, very objective, very calm, with a certain empathy expressed as well. I saw many verbal and nonverbal invitation skills. Mark was 100% solid with eye contact and an occasional nod and even a verbal once in a while. Also, I noticed the progression that Mark talked about from beginning with invitation skills to relax and open the client and help them enter their story, then reflecting feelings through paraphrasing to help them clarify and go deeper, and then getting to the more challenging place of reflecting the meaning to the client, which is harder to discover. Also, Mark effectively used summary, paraphrasing to summarize the client's situation at particular points in some of the videos. In Chapter 8 of Granello and Young, they talk about this paraphrasing, reflecting skill as painting a picture of the client's situation so that the client can correct and improve it. Also, the other counselor very effectively drew her client into his situation by noting his distress. She started with, "I noticed on the phone when you called this morning you seemed very distressed," and he just jumped in from there and went with it. I did have a couple of concerns. So a couple things surprised me. One, I noticed that Mark, after reflecting and paraphrasing, would occasionally get some inclination and strike into new territory using a closed question, which seemed to me to be a little loaded and risky. For example, when he said to one client, am I sensing that this situation also probably makes you feel a little angry at yourself, right? And of course, if you hit the nail on the head and the client responds and goes deeper, it's wonderful. But what if the client says, no, it's his fault. I'm mad at him or them. I'm fine. I wonder if that could be a barrier or an obstruction or throw the thing off. And I wonder if there isn't a safer, more open question to try initially, such as, well, how does this situation, what is it like for you? Or how does this situation make you feel toward you? A second interesting thing that I noticed is that the other counselor touched her client. Just on the forearm, it was very innocuous. However, he was a highly distressed client of the opposite gender. It was their first meeting. Now, I'm a firm believer in the power of touch, but of course, it needs to be in the right context, on a foundation of trust, with boundaries and safety, etc. So I wonder if that was consciously being presented as an invitation skill, or that was just something that she did innocuously. My impression was that it's very similar to what both I expect and have experienced as in counseling. I think I would tend to be more overtly emotional and intense and empathetic overtly. So I really appreciated the understated, neutral way of both counselors. I also always appreciate when we learn skills that help us be less directive. Because in a pastoral counseling situation, it's easy to refer to scripture, give advice, give directions, tell somebody what they should do. So I really appreciate learning these skills. Thank you very much.